is Heather Charland. I am the Phase 2 cosmetology instructor at Hurst. I have been in this industry for 8 years. I've worked off and on at a lot of different salons with a lot of different brands. And happily, I am back with Wella. So today I'm going to be doing some really awesome color techniques for you guys. I'm going to do a new growth application on my beautiful model Chelsea here. And then I will be doing a balayage technique as well. Just kind of refreshing some of the stuff that she has and then going in and adding some pieces through the back. So we're going to be using all Wella products today. So we're going to go ahead and mix up our balayage lightener first. So today we're going to be using Blondor Multi-Blonde powder with 20 volume because I already did a consultation with Chelsea and she likes the color of the pieces that she has. It's a really nice caramel. This actually was what her hair lifted to last time, so it was really nice we didn't have to tone it out. But we're going to go through, we're going to lighten through these pieces a little bit more, and then we're going to add a couple pieces through the back just to kind of break it up because originally she had just wanted some like brightness and those little money pieces right around her face, but now she wants to kind of break up the rest of it and make it a little bit more fall. So we're going to do that for her today. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up 20 grams of our Blondor Multi-Blonde powder and 40 grams of our 20 volume developer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to section off this top part right at the occipital bone. So like from the occipital bone to about an inch above the ear. And this is the section that we're going to be going into. So everything else below that is going to be left out. So usually when I have a section that I leave out, I like to go in and braid it just so I know that I keep it out of the way. I'm not going to be using that hair. I teach my students at the school to do this all the time too, because it just makes them know not to go down into that section. I'm going to clip that off. Okay, so now that we're in this back section, we're going to start with diagonal, like diamond sections through the back. So make your diamond about a 1/2 inch section. Clip the other hair up and out of the way. So we're just going to go in and we're going to make a V with our lightener. Again, nothing too crazy. We want to make sure that we're getting the section saturated, but that we're also not going in and making harsh lines. So now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take my foil. I'm going to lay my foil underneath the hair. We're going to grab our lightener. I'm going to go into the bottom, and I'm going to go about halfway, maybe like a quarter of the way up that strand, and we're just going to paint our lightener on. I want to make sure we're using crisscross patterns, crisscross motions at the bottom, so we get all the saturation. And then we're going to go up through this middle section, and we're just going to feather it up, just so we don't have any harsh lines. We're going to feather with just the corner of our brush. We're not wanting to go all the way up to the scalp. She wants the grown out look so that it's easier to maintain. And now that we've got that section almost entirely covered, like these, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take another foil and we're just going to lay it on top to separate the hair from the hair that we don't want colored. We don't have to do anything crazy about folding it up or anything. We can leave it just like that and then move on to our next section. All right, guys, so I've made it through all the way to the last section. The front two sections, I went ahead and went all the way down because she did have the lightness in the pieces that we had already done. So we're going all the way up this piece. What I did do on the other side, and I want to show you guys, is I went through and I actually weaved some of these pieces. just so that it's not so much color in the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this section off the top. And I'm just gonna do like a medium weave. And that way we're kind of weaving out some of the parts that we've already lightened. And it would kind of be the same effect as if you went in and teased the section, but we're basically kind of doing a baby light, going through and weaving it. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same technique. I'm gonna turn her just a little bit. Making things easier for myself. We're gonna go ahead and go in, we're gonna start painting these little weave pieces. Same V formation that we did before. We're gonna go in and take our foil, place it underneath, and then we can paint through the rest. And again, this is just gonna give her a little bit more dimension through the front, but it's not going to be as heavy of a balayage. So we're gonna put a little bit of lightness around her face. Just using the corner very lightly. Feather up those pieces, place our foil around the front. Okay, so for this next part, I'm gonna go in and do her new growth. It's gonna be a 3-stroke 0 with 10 volume. She doesn't have any grays that we're trying to cover up, and we're just depositing color. So we're gonna use Colest Imperfect 3-stroke 0 with 10 volume. Now it is mixed 1-to-1, so we're gonna go ahead and mix probably about 30 grams just to make sure that we've got enough coverage. She does have a lot of hair, so we're gonna go in and do that. I am gonna wear gloves for this because 3-stroke 0 is pretty dark and I don't want it on my hands. I've got enough. Normally when I'm doing a new growth application, I'll do it the Wella way, where I go through, part it in, in front of the ear, over the top of the head, and then do your brick lay pattern through the back, and then do it through the front, so that everything's laying back. But today we can't do that because we've got the balayage, so we're gonna go ahead and go in and apply her new growth. I am going to go through and just fold her foils over just so that we can get into the sections a little bit easier. Make sure that we've got all of our coverage. Now you absolutely could do this in 2 processes, but to save time, I always like to, if I can, just go in between my foils and put my new growth on. Okay, so now that we've got Chelsea all set, I'm gonna move this camera a little bit so you can see what she looks like. Beautiful, wonderful. Okay, so now that we've got all of her foils in and we've got her new growth on, sorry, camera's looking kind of weird. We are going to let her sit and process for 30 minutes, and then we will go through, rinse her out, do all the things we need to do there, and then we'll bring her back and do her cut. So look forward to seeing you guys in a couple minutes. Okay, so we have finished coloring Chelsea's hair. It's wet, so we can't really see what the color looks like right now, but it turned out really, really pretty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and we're gonna do a cut. Now she doesn't want a lot off, and I know that we're always laughing because people are always like, just take off a little bit. But for her, we really just need to reshape her layers. So we're gonna go in and do a long layer haircut. And we're just gonna take off just the little dead wispy pieces on the end. So we're probably about a 1/2 inch everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in and I'm going to do a T-part on her. Because some people like to cut to the part, and not saying that I don't like to cut to the part, but when I'm first doing my perimeter, I'm gonna start with a T-part. I usually don't do their actual natural fall part until we get into doing their texturizing at the end. Her length in the back is going to be just like at her shoulder blade, so we're going to take it up just that 1/2 inch. I am going to pump my chair up just a little bit. I feel like as professionals, we always kind of forget that we have pumps. We forget to use our tools. I do it often. My tool is on the wrong side. Okay, so we got her pumped up. We're gonna go ahead and go in and we're just gonna take that little 1/2 inch off the bottom. Make sure that we're following our guide. We are using a traveling guide for our length here. All right. Looks like we're good lengthwise. Now we're going to take her sides. Now with the sides, we're going to have her turn her head so that we're not having to over direct over her shoulder, and then in turn either increasing or decreasing the length, right? So I want to make sure that we're matching the length in the back to the length in the front. Caught the cape with my comb. All right, and then we're gonna have her turn her head the other direction for the other side. Okay. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna create our shortest layer in the back by finding a section at the apex Right now, her shortest layer in the back is about right here. So we're just gonna take off that little 1/2 inch so that we can connect it. We've taken off our 1/2 inch, that's gonna be our guide. We're gonna pull our section out at 90 degrees, and we're gonna angle our comb to find our shortest layer and match it to where our next layer is. So we're just gonna cut off this little tab right in between. I'm gonna grab our next part of that section, angle our comb out. We're just gonna cut off the tag. All the way down, grab our length, our perimeter length. And again, we're just matching. If our perimeter drops out, that's okay. We don't want to cut into that anyways. We're just matching here. Cutting off that little tag. And we're just gonna follow that guide all the way around the haircut from the center to the front on the right side and the center back to the front on the left side. All right, so we went through, we did all of the layering that we wanted to do already. So we've got some nice layers through the back here. So we're gonna go, we've got that done. We're gonna go ahead and part her where she naturally parts again. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go in and style her out, or at least, today I'm gonna be using some Wella products. I'm gonna show you what I'm using first, and then I'll go ahead and style her. So we're gonna use our thermal image. It is our heat protectant. Even when you're not using a hot tool, you still need to use heat protectant because blow dryers are heat, right? So the next thing that I'm going to use is the flowing form. This stuff is really awesome because it's anti-frizz and it's kind of like a blow dry lotion. So you can go ahead and put it in a couple pumps, brush it through the hair, and then you can go ahead and blow dry. So we're alrighty. So now we're gonna go ahead and get her blow dried. I am not going to talk to you or film this because it's just gonna be really loud. Okay, so now that we've got her dry, we can see her color a little bit more. It's so pretty, I love it so much. Okay, so we're gonna go in and do a little bit of texturizing just because, like I said, she does have curly hair and now she's got some layers. So we're gonna go in and I just wanna blend the layers. I'm gonna do a technique called feathering. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna take our section and comb it out. We're gonna bend our fingers. We're just gonna do deep point cuts into the section to take a little bit of weight out. We're not taking length off at all, just taking weight out. so that when it lays a little bit softer, okay? The biggest thing with like wavy or curly hair is that you're gonna end up most of the time with a weight line, right? So now another technique would be to go in with your texturizing shears. Grab this section, it's pretty weighty, and we're just going to add a diagonal cut into our section. We can cut underneath it diagonally as well, just to take a little bit of that weight out. And it's really gonna, this is really also gonna help her with styling her hair. Because when your hair is curly and thick, you get a lot of it, styling can be kind of a challenge. So going in and taking this weight out is really going to help with that. All right, so I'm here with Chelsea. This is the final look. I think it turned out really pretty. I know that it's kind of hard to see right now, so I'm actually going to have her, I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to have her come closer to the camera so you guys can see what it looks like. But it has been a pleasure, and you guys have a great night, and I hope to see you next time that we do this, okay? All right, guys, so this is the final look. Very pretty color. And then turn the other way. All right, turn towards me.